Hello, and welcome to the Mafia Scum Modern Super League. We have one match for you tonight, which is going to be between Panzer and SensFan. I'm going to be here with my co-commentator tonight, K-Downs. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. What have we got today?
Today we have a Nauseum versus Merfolk, and in this matchup, I it really is just erased how all ad nauseum decks are whenever you play against it. Sense is looking to well, Sense is just trying to get enough board presence fast enough to overrun uh, Panzer. Pre-board, I think Sense is pretty straightforward setup with a Chris Catcher and spreading seas. If he can get Chris Catcher to stay on the field when his opponent tries to go off a lightning storm, because that could snag it.
Yeah, he needs to play out his creatures and have the right amount of pressure and disruption in order to beat Panzer before he can actually use his combo. And he has the right sort of creatures between Curse Catcher and Kira is actually very good here against Lightning Storm. If you can discard a land from your own hand to redirect a Kira, it's going to counter the Lightning Storm.
Oh, it counters it. Okay. I had no idea about the interaction but with Kira.
Yeah, it's a really neat interaction because it doesn't even matter if they redirect later. Kira's trigger still goes on the stack.
And with Spreading Seas, if Sense can hit the right lands against Panzer, he should be able to negate the mana or the land base that he needs to go off.
Yeah, Ad Nauseum is a very color-hungry deck. It needs white, it needs double black, and then it needs all its Simian Spirit Guides to play its Lightning Storms. So, with enough Spreading Seas, it can definitely disrupt the combo.
Yeah, but on Panzer's side, he can go off relatively fast also uh, with Pentad Prism and Lotus Blooms if he manages to draw those in his opening hand and get those out as soon as possible. But for Panther to go off completely, he needs to make sure he has either Angel's Grace or Phyrexian Unlife.
Yeah, Phyrexian Unlife may actually be an interesting card here as well, because if Panzer plays it just as essentially gain 10 life, it might slow Sens down enough for him to still be able to combo off.
Yeah, because it basically buys Panzer another turn if Sens is going to be attacking for lethal.
Yes. Any other thoughts on the matchup?
Pretty poor. Not so much. I expected to go in Sens's favor pretty easily going to game one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Not a lot of interaction between the two decks, so we just have to see who gets what they want. So let's go down to the game and check out our opening hands.
Let's see.
Right, as soon as we get deck visibility here. All right, let's look at SensFan's hand here.
Let's see.
We see one land, Curse Catcher, and a lot of 2-drop Merfolk.
Yeah, it looks like if Sens decides to keep this hand, all he needs to draw realistically is one more island. Because he has both Curse Catcher and Spreading Seas. Also, with the Silver Gill items, he's able to draw more cards and hopefully hit more lands later on in the game
Yeah,
for when he needs it.
it's very much a borderline hand, but if he draws the land within the first couple turns, he can disrupt the Panzer's land base and just start to play out all his cards. And I'd be tempted to keep this, knowing how much of a race this matchup is and how you need to get a little lucky anyway.
Yeah, I would uh, keep this hand, but I it's just the luck of the draw for this hand. Gets the one island, and I think he's fine for the rest of the game
Yep.
because with what he can do. Panzer on the other hand, let's look what his hand is.
Yes, he's got a bunch of temples, an ad nauseum, a gemstone mine, a simian spirit guide, and a lightning storm. That hand doesn't
I
do anything.
No, I think Panzer's gonna mull this to 6 because he's got his win condition in his hand already, which doesn't really do him any good at this point. With 4 lands plus, well, realistically 5 lands with Simian Spirit Guide and now Nauseum, I don't see any reason as to why he would be keeping this hand.
Agreed. Sens mulligans.
That's, I mean, we were talking about it that he might mulligan. Let's see what his 6 is. He's got the 2 lands, 2 adepts, Harbinger, and a Regery. Um,
I like this hand.
I like it a lot, but I think his 7 was slightly better. He just needed that 1 land.
It doesn't have the disruption that the 7 did, but with the mulligan, he's got 2 extra draws with the silver gills here. He's got a Marrow Regery, which is a lord. Um,
Yeah.
it's a totally reasonable hand. Panzer also goes to 6 and has a completely reasonable hand here.
Let's see. He's got Pentad, Grace, Pentad, Dark Slick, Guide, and Temple of Deceit. This is a functional hand. Obviously, I think if he keeps, he goes Temple first.
Yeah, but the prisms give him 2 mana each. He's
Yeah,
got a scry to begin the game. He's got a scry off the temple. He can find whatever he needs pretty quickly here, I think.
yeah. I think for this hand, he just needs to hit ad nauseum because he had with the 2 Pentad Prism and Angel's Grace in hand. It's all he needs really to go off.
Yep.
Uh,
All right. Both players are keeping their 6, and I think they can go ahead.
let's see.
Island pass for Sens. What did
Let's
Panzer
see.
scry to the top?
He kept another temple on top.
Okay.
I, I okay.
Yeah, I'm a little unsure why he didn't just play one of the
Yeah,
tap lands first there.
I think he misplayed by playing the Dark Slick Shores now. He should have definitely played Temple to be able to scry first. Since Dark Slick Shores can come in untapped. So now on his turn 2, unless he draws an untapped land can't go turn 2 Pentad Prism. Sens kept a Master on top.
Another lord, that's totally understandable.
Yeah. Let's see what he's going to draw for the Silver Gill Adept. Wait, what's going on?
I think Panzer might think Sens is playing a different deck than he actually is.
Oh, oh, I see the confusion. Panzer looked at the joke name instead of actually opening up the deck list. Is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's got to be what it is. We had a little fun with some of the deck list names here, which appears to have confused Panzer a bit here.
It looks like okay, he might get paid off. Um, wait, huh? I'm really confused by what
I'm a
Panzer's
bit
doing.
confused as well. I'm not sure if he's quite clear on the deck. I know he when he was given this since he replaced in, he thought it was a confusing deck.
Yeah, I mean, Nauseum is not one of those decks where you could just pick up and play. It's one of those ones where you have to practice with it a lot.
Indeed.
Um, because he didn't play either of his Pentad prisms.
Right, there's a temple. He's going to scry. Leaving it on top means it's probably a useful card for him. And now Sens gets to have some fun with a Marrow Regery in play here.
Yeah, going insane.
He's only got
And,
one, but he gets to
oh,
play double Lord here.
or he can go Silver Gill into Lord. If you remember, it says untapped triggers. Okay. Because if he goes the Silver Gill route, he could draw another land and physically be able to play the two lords and the adept if
That's
he
true.
does. But we'll see if he goes the safe route and just plays the second lord.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to just add as much as possible to his clock as quickly as possible, which is totally understandable.
Because right now he's swinging for 9 damage
9
total.
damage, yeah. That's a 2-turn clock. And without the Pentad prisms here, I don't think Panzer's going
1
to
second.
win
Can
here.
can we clarify the damage?
It's 2 for Adept plus 3 Lords on the Adept, and then it's 2 from Regery plus 2 Lords that affect Regery.
Okay, there we go. I just wanted to make sure the Panzer
Okay.
had marked the correct life total change because he had only -8, but now he just -1. Just I had just double checking real fast. Slide event. Okay. Um, he kept that on top, but I feel like it might be
It's a bit
a
slow.
well. I feel like he's a little slow because he could have theoretically gone off next turn had he played his turn 2 in Pentad Prisms, but since he didn't,
Yeah, it looks like he's going to have to just play this Angel's Grace as a don't lose the game this turn.
that and he didn't cast his Sleight of Hand either. Unless Okay, so Sens attacks out. He drew another Harbinger.
Yeah, it looks
Uh,
like Panzer might be scooping here.
I I would think so because he didn't sleight of hand either. Yeah,
Okay.
I I I don't know what just happened.
I'm also a little bit confused. I think this is just unfamiliarity with the deck list here.
Yeah, it's because I mean Panzer's not the one who submitted the deck list.
Right.
Um, but the
Anyway, let's take a look at sideboards. What do we see coming in for Sens here?
let's see. For Sens, I definitely see Dispel and Unified Will coming in.
Yeah,
Um,
Dispel's good to answer the ad nauseums. Unified Will can answer whatever because Sens is going to have the creatures on the board.
um, yeah, because he's gonna have the Dispels on Unified Wills to help counter magic. I think he takes out. I think he takes out the favorite snacks for sure.
And I also
Because
think two Harbingers.
yeah, the Harbingers and the favorite snacks don't really do much in this matchup, considering the only creature that Panzer has is Laboratory Maniac.
And you're not going to
Um,
be able to Vapor Snag that when they've got a bunch of Pact of Negations in their hand.
no, no, not at all. Unless he has an Aether file out, that's the only thing he. But that's just some cheeky interactions with Regery and Harbinger. Well, actually, never mind. That doesn't even work. Because you don't even ignore what I just said because Aether file doesn't interact with Regery that way.
Right.
Uh, um, for Panzer, I can see Thoughtseize coming in. Uh, I see Slaughter Pact and a Pact coming in. Possibly Wear and Tear if he's worried about Aether File and Spreading Seas.
Yeah, Wear
Um,
Tear definitely seems like a reasonable include.
Leyline's not good. Besieger's not that great. Spellskite's a Spellskite, but it's not great in this matchup. Yeah,
It's a reasonable blocker, but that's about it.
yeah, that's about it. But yeah, for Panzer, I see Slaughter Pact, Pact of Negation, the Wear and Tear, and two Thoughtseize is coming in. Um, I think Panzer takes out Laboratory Maniac because Sens has no way to kill off negate Lightning Storm. Well, actually, kill it.
I
The Kieran.
Yeah, with the Kira, there's no way you can take out the Laboratory Maniac.
Yeah, I don't know what uh Panzer would take out. Uh, Sens brought in Gutshot. Whoa, he took out Spreading Seas.
Yeah, that surprises me.
Um,
All right. Well,
Panzer didn't sideboard at all.
correct. Let's look
Um,
at hands. Panzer's hand is fine. He can play the sleight of hand and try to find something, and he's got prisms and spirit guides. It's unexciting.
I think Panzer's gonna mold this though.
Probably.
Um, it's a one land hand. Yes, you could slide a hand, but odds are you may not get that second land.
Yeah, it's not a good hand. I would consider keeping this with my limited ad nauseum experience. Looks like Panzer is not. And let's look at Sen's hand. Yep,
Oh,
he got rid of it for a multiple lord hand, which looks significantly better.
yeah. I'm curious to see how. this is going to go for Sens now that he took out his spreading seas. Let's see, I'm looking at what else he took out. He brought in the unified wills and the spells in, took out the harbingers of Faber's. So he went to take out Faber's snack and put it back in and took out the spreading seas instead. Um, I see this game going to Sens's favor if Panzer doesn't get the lance he needs.
Yeah. He scried to the top, so I'm gonna guess that's a land.
I would
Oh,
assume it's a
nope, he
land.
scried to the bottom. I think he incorrectly used the scry UI the first time.
While Sens kept on top. Um, I think this is.
This is not a good hand for Panzer.
No, I from the beginning I don't see this going well for Panzer's on Panzer's side. I mean, he kept on top, so maybe it's a land.
I think it would have to be a land for him to keep it there. And Sens
Uh,
just has a bunch of lords, and he can just keep playing larger and larger creatures.
yeah.
Panzer does have the Unlife to slow down Sens a little bit, but it probably isn't going to be fast enough.
Yeah, I'm, I'm curious as ask Sense why Sense brought in the gut shots.
Yeah, that was a curious addition. Oh, a Curse Catcher. That's a great draw.
Yeah, that's he scried that to the top, I believe.
He sure did.
Yeah, he kept that from his cry. So from a really bad spot Panzer was in, just got a whole lot worse because that Curse Catcher.
It is a land. Spoils of the Vault. That card can get him what he needs. Any thoughts on what it might be that he would go get?
The thing I would assume he's going to get a land with the spoils.
Probably.
I don't
He
I
does
don't see
need
what
more lands at this point.
I don't see what else he could possibly name with spoils because he already has the Nauseum in the hand. In hand, I could see him going for Lotus Bloom, but
That's real slow.
yeah, it's super slow, especially now that Sense is starting to get real. It's going to start getting really aggressive,
Yeah, attacking for 2 here. He's going to attack for 6 next turn.
and Sense drew a Vapor Snag for the turn, so it. Well, I'm guessing he's concerned about the Lab Maniac route that Pans could go.
That has to be it. I'm not sure why else you would. This can get Curse Catchered. Sens is okay with whatever's happening, which is totally reasonable because there's not a lot he can do on this turn with only the 3 mana.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And Panzer might just die here. Wow.
And that's game.
Yep.
Um,
It's a long way down before you hit a Lotus Bloom.
yeah,
Well, that was fast.
that was a very fast matchup. It ended a lot quicker than I thought. It it went the way I expected with Merfolk taking it, but I also had to. I think it also hurt Panzer that he has didn't really have much experience with the deck.
Yeah, absolutely. Once he gets through the one other match he has, and gets to start playing decks that he's actually submitted, I think things will get a little smoother for him.
Yeah, it should go a lot better. I would have been curious to see how LOT would have done the deck.
Yep.
Um, considering, well, I have a feeling we might see a lot of Death Shadow decks in the next trimester.
Possibly, but the people in this league have been uh, unique with a lot of their deck selections, let's just say.
Like the 56 one of Gifset deck.
Yes. But we will find that out soon enough, hopefully as soon as Sunday. Uh, any other thoughts? I think that's going to be our only match for tonight.
Yeah, I have no other thoughts on the deck. On this match, it was pretty straightforward on what happened.
Indeed. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we will see you next time.